Good morning. Let's see who we got today. We got some Jimmy James back. Hasn't played in about a year. Nacho G, Gangbuster, Dubstep Rod, of course. How's it going, guys? Wild Moopsy, nice. And while you're here, make sure that if you're on the YouTubes or if you're not, I go say it like that. Make sure to get a like and subscribe. Turn on the bell so you get notifications. And yeah, today's going to be short and sweet. We got a guest speaker, the Wild Moopsy. He'll be up a little bit after Sagemaker. And we've been doing these for well over a year now, and we want to make sure we share team updates, the progress, and answer any live questions that we can. And every week you have the option contact Farmer Michelle or see our pinned messages. If you're thinking about something and it's Tuesday, you don't have to wait till Friday. Put the question in ahead of time. Oh, that's a lot of animated images there.
We're all saying hi, so nice.
That's right. People like it when I say GIF with the soft G, so those are nice GIFs. Well, how about our headlines? I got a couple up front, and then I think Michelle has some rewards updates, and then we'll get some social media from Ninja Surprise for the engineering side of things and the big picture for the game stuff. People have been having all these sorts of questions about guilds. The guidance we want, the vision is that for the game to be much more social than it is now. And for the past week or so, we've been going through the GDD, which Wild Moopsy has contributed to and written large parts of. This is the same game design document we've been iterating on for well over a year. And now we're doing the guilds part. I don't want to reveal too many spoilers, but it's going to be actually really fun. I think the features that we're putting in and the iterations and all that are going to be awesome. Thank you, Mr. Moopsy, for all the wireframes and these use cases. Our devs have put in the estimates on the tasks. And we'll let you know as that rolls out. Hopefully we'll have some in-game screenshot spoilers from week to week. After that, we're planning out for the upgradable NFTs. The first two that we sold, you can still buy. They're on the Gala Chain, which is exciting. And as you can imagine, there's a fair amount of complexity there. This will be the game's first ever upgradable NFT. We're super excited about that. And just a quick peek behind the curtain, some of that upgradability depends on the tech we're putting into the guilds as well. So that we're putting those upgrades after the guild. So that's kind of the big picture of what's going on. Those are our headlines, work in progress. What is up for rewards, Michelle?
This week we haven't gotten out last week's competition rewards yet. There's a couple things we're looking at before they get sent out. We're also still kind of onboarding some new team members and making sure those processes are flushed out so that they're easy for everyone to do, quickly and efficiently on a weekly basis. The rewards from last week were still just the standard Gala rewards. The rewards for this next coming competition, don't forget, are double Gala rewards because we did delay that one competition at the beginning of October, I believe. So this next one, all the Gala rewards are going to be double. There's still no blueprint this week. The next blueprint reward that we'll be sending out will be for the first event in November. So after this double Gala reward week, there'll be one with Gala and blueprints. So the next 2 weeks are going to be big weeks. We should also have the Cocoa storages out soon. We were waiting on a little bit of data from the node team, but we got it all sorted. So those are just waiting for distribution now. They should be in game after this game update today.
They're very cute. I love the art.
Yeah. I like the next ones too. I don't think we've even said what they are, but I like them a lot.
Yeah, with our new artists, it's so exciting to see how they iterate on it and see the designs as they come to life. That's really fun.
Yeah, I like getting concept art.
Well, how's it going on the social media, Mr. Ninja?
It's going pretty good.
That's great.
It's going great. Yeah. Sorry, I dropped one of my tabs there. It's going good. It's awesome. Yeah. I'll give you guys a little bit of an update here, a little bit more than just a thumbs up. So we're working on a brand new promo video, as you guys know. It's moving along pretty nicely. We got some really good gameplay footage for it. Going to be moving on to a couple more production things, and then we should have that ready for you guys to check out soon. The Zealy rewards have been picked out. We're going to be revealing them. I'm probably going to wait until maybe around November 1st or so to just give you guys a little bit more extra time if you guys want to complete some more quests. Just a reminder, it's going to be for the top 35 players this time instead of the top 25. Since it's going to be extended a bit, since there were no rewards last month, so to make up for that, I'm extending the winners list a bit. On top of that, since we're speaking about Zealy, we have a Zealy Halloween quest to get in the spooky spirits here. So I'll be posting the link for that in a little bit. If you guys want to just take a screenshot of your town, if you guys have some nice little decorations or Halloween decorations to make your town look very spooky or very Halloweeny, then go ahead and share that and claim the Zealy rewards. And then other than that, oh yeah, there was a giveaway. So we're working on getting the details for that finalized, and it should be going out today, actually, around 2 p.m. EST. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be giving away 5, I believe, Wheel of Nightmares and 5, what was it? The Spooky Ghost Tracks. That's what we're going to be giving away. So there's going to be 10 winners total. So if you guys want to enter the giveaway, be sure to keep an eye out for that link. And the last thing here is I wanted to give a little shout out to Dubstep Rod. He created a nice little jack-o'-lantern build showcase here, so I just kind of wanted to highlight his hard work. He's done really, a lot of great things with content creation for the team, so I just wanted to, share his work. He's been doing really awesome. And yeah, that's it for social media so far.
Exciting.
Yes, exciting.
Thank
stuff.
you, Mr. Ninja. Well. I think everybody is excited to hear from our guest star, who reports of his demise have been greatly exaggerated, Mr. Sagemaker. How's it going?
Let me unmute myself first. It's going well. I've kind of transitioned to a new role. Some of you guys have known that. And the big question is, what is that? Basically, I'm helping the organization launch games, working with a platform team, doing a lot of support work, and just trying to get things a little moving faster, easier, simpler, so that we can get games out the door. Mm-hmm. One of the things, if you've looked, we've launched Champions Arena. We just launched Legacy yesterday. I didn't help much on Poker Go, but supported with a platform team, making sure that they had what they need from that group. So yeah, it's kind of doing a lot of everything and anything, and still meeting with Musashi every single week. Mm-hmm. This game and this team is very near and dear to my heart, as you guys know.
Well, we definitely appreciate you spending time to jump in. I know you're super busy.
Yeah, right? As we try to schedule up meetings, and you're looking like, this calendar is full, right?
It is always insane.
Yeah, really appreciate you taking the time to come in.
Hey, sure, guys. What? Anybody have any questions? I mean, I can take 3 minutes to for somebody to ask me a question. Hopefully, I know an answer to.
Yeah, actually, so last week we read, Bitbender read the light paper to us. I think the reception of that was really well received. People were,
that's good. Yeah,
thanking him. It was, we didn't have charts and graphs and exact numbers, but we said we weren't going to have that. Mm-hmm. I wondered if there's anything interesting model wise. Does Common Ground World match roughly the other games' approaches, or are other games trying something wild and new? Or
that's a great question. What I can share is that we're looking at every single game. And by the way, so as I said, I'm helping out, looking across multiple games right now. We're really trying to tailor the tokenomics model to the game. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. As we're looking at things, we know that you just can't take a game and bolt a tokenomics model on the side. I mean, you can, but okay, why, right? And instead, we're spending more time, looking at how the game works and how the reward systems in game already work, and how do we put the tokenomics, the token in the case, into that system, so it's just not this extra, I don't know what you want to call it, extra thing dangling off the side that then we have to try to figure out how to make it work, right? And so each one will have different models.
That makes sense.
We're testing, we're finding out different ways, and then also involving the game teams in the discussion because they have their own ideas and their own expertise on that.
That makes total sense. I mean, with a 72-hour competition, like we have, that's very different from like a last expedition excursion, that might last 20 minutes, right? So,
Yep,
yes.
you got it. And Legacy has a different model, right? EPX is going to be coming out a little later this year. They have a different model. Common Ground World, and I think that would, if I have to say anything, we're always evolving, right? I've been deep into conversations with Bitbender, in this case Musashi, and then the other teams, and it's always that intelligent thought what we're trying to put behind it, not just stamp out a cookie cutter solution. Yeah.
So what's your opinion? Have you been overall pretty happy with how quickly we turned out? Fishing for a compliment here. How quickly we turned out the new Common Ground mode and the new content. We got the Academy, all that fun stuff.
Wait, what mode? What are you talking about?
Wait,
Common what? Common what? Yeah, no, I think and I've shared this with you guys, and I'm happy to share with the community. You guys turned that very, very quickly. I think you surprised the whole company. And that's a testament to the team and all the hard work you guys have done in the last year in terms of reshaping the code base, reshaping the live ops flow, and just how tight you are and how well you work together.
That's really great to hear. I know the team really, really killed it, and we're just really proud of how it works. It wasn't trivial, right? So to get that in there, and now it's so fun.
It wasn't easy what you guys did. You guys had a really hard job and just nailed it. Sort of like nailing the landing on an Olympic event. You see the gymnast go and hit the pommel horse or whatever, fly over the air and just stick it. That's awesome.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
I see Vulture has a question. NFTs to Gala Chain batch conversion. Aren't you guys already doing that? I heard you guys had it was already hooked up. Yeah.
Site, it's working. It's been tested. I think that the button is just missing from the platform site still. That's the only thing I think that's still in progress, but it's ready. It's working. I think they just have to do that. I know they're making some changes to the website, so it may have got deprioritized behind other website changes.
Oh, okay.
We're just waiting for the button to show up.
Happen to know the person that works on that group, so I'll just ask him real quick.
Nice.
That's awesome. LV Postman, I think the persistent town should have the new name change. Does not compute. Sorry, Postman. Maybe you can reword that one. So, well, if that's it for now, I guess while we're waiting on to hear about that, we can scoot on to maybe our story time. What do you think, Michelle? You ready to go into that?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
One second before you jump to that, guys. I'm going to step out. It was good to see everybody again, but I will Slack you with a note as soon as I get the answer, so you guys can share it with everybody.
Thank you so much.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thanks for
All right,
stopping
guys.
by.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you
All
later.
right.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
That was nice. I know he's super busy. That was great to have him in here.
He is right. His meeting schedule is absolutely insane. The last couple times I tried to schedule a meeting, it was just so hard to find a little space in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's like opening a bag of Skittles. Looking
How much caffeine he needs daily? Like hooked up to like an IV, like the whole bag of the coffee, and just like I need caffeine.
That's right. Well, every week we do different, kind of fun topics. Try to keep them brief. We like to focus on the game itself. This week it's costumes. It's spooky season. Is anybody on our team dressing up? How about you, Mr. Ninja?
I am actually doing like a little family like photo thing with my newborn. I'm jumping on the One Piece bandwagon since the live action show, so I'm going to be
Awesome.
Luffy, and my kid's going to be Chopper.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So
Yes,
cute.
I just had to do it. My wife is like kind of backing out. I was like, you can be Nami, and she's like, I don't want to do it. And I was like, come on. And she's like, no.
Yeah, I definitely feel that first year baby. How about you, Farmer Michelle? You dress something, anything fun?
Eeyore. I like to dress up as Eeyore. I feel like it's
Oh,
very much the opposite of my personality, so it's fun to pretend to be Eeyore for a while.
oh man, love Eeyore. I will be dressing up as a shiny space cowboy. I got my cowboy boots and uh, NASA outfit and everything. That'll be
Oh,
fun.
awesome.
Sounds like an Elton John like song too, like Space Cowboy. Or
That's
something.
right.
Just
it
carry
could
around a
be.
guitar, and
And last but not least, Mr. Moopsy. Do you want to share any? Do you have any?
yeah,
outfits?
I have a costume that I have every year. It's basically a Pikachu costume. Very big fan of Pokemon, so
Oh,
Nice.
is it like a zombie Pikachu or he's
I
normal?
don't know, just a normal Pikachu,
Oh, nice. That's great.
bright and yellow.
That is fun. All right. Well, yeah. Let's scoot on down. We have some game updates we can do. Do you want to go first with the cocoa storage there, Farmer Michelle?
Yeah,
Any
sure. It should
updates?
be in the game whenever this next game update comes out, sometime this afternoon after the event ends. And then I had the distributions set up to go out this afternoon also after the game update. Hopefully the timing will work out well. But that's
Nice.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the same size as usual.
All right. Yeah. As far as updates from the engineering, usually what I do is I look at like all the merges that have come in because I don't want to tell you guys about stuff that hasn't happened, right? Because it could be kicked back to devs from QA or whatever. But yeah, the past week has actually been focused on 4 things: internal fixes, bugs that we find. Of course, there was some comment about in the chat, of course, this week about a player who was on the leaderboards and maybe didn't get there honestly. So we improved a couple things there, fixes on that. We actually got a chance to address some of our outstanding tech debt. Anybody who's worked in any kind of dev environment knows that devs always want to work on that, but we have to fight for it. And we have a really good management team here, so we were able to focus on that. And working with our game designers, including fabulous Moopsy and artists on our new content. Now that we're all here and we have our new hires and everything, it's awesome to be able to work on that every week. And then planning those guild features. Believe it or not, that it takes a lot of time to plan out these multi-month efforts. So that's been engineering. That's kind of been the game updates. Not probably necessarily all of that is immediately customer player facing today, but it's important to know what's going on behind the scenes a little. There were fixes, of course. We have things that are visible to you all. Leaderboard profile pictures, that was fixed for most people, right? In some cases, the CDN caches the image, and we can't do much about that except ask the CDN to expire it sooner. There may be some edge cases, so be sure to let us know if the leaderboard profile pics are not loading, or they're loading too slowly, or they're just wrong. But that should be fixed. Player's inventory not shown in some cases. That was related to a deployment thing that's been fixed. I believe that was last Friday. A couple of our devs stayed up really late. They went full aggro on that feature. They didn't have to, but they just really wanted to. So they stayed up super late looking into that thing. We did some analytics improvements. You guys are probably like, why is Volcron talking about analytics? Are you guys publishing that? Why do we care? Well, this is useful for confirming account activity. So if you're on Discord or you play the game regularly, and you're like, hey, this guy is moving up in the leaderboard or whatever, can you look into him? One of the things we look at is how authentic has your play been. So we look at all the history of your town, your other towns. What have you done recently? What kind of trades are you making? We capture all that stuff. So looking into that, if there's a jump all of a sudden or something weird happens, we can see it. So some more improvements to that and to our build system. Y'all probably don't care about that. And then admin tools. So same thing as you were talking about this week. You're like, hey, what about this dude, on this leaderboard? We have the ability to look into that. And there were a couple things that just needed tweaked on that so we could see some of the logs a little different. I don't want to tell you guys how we do it, but there were looks into that as well. So we do take everything you say super seriously. We get all the bug reports, looking into it. So that is kind of our fixes for this week. And if anybody's got any questions, just throw them there in the Discord.
Yeah, not a lot going on in the Discord today.
Yeah, nice and quiet. All right. What about cornstarch ingredients? LV Postman. Is there anything we should say about that?
Yeah, I set up all the bot commands yesterday.
Okay.
Starters.
From
There you
Michelle.
go. 4 corn and a wood, made in the windmill, stored in the storehouse.
That is so cool. Well, how about the upcoming content? What would you say about that?
The new stuff coming into the game this week.
Mhm.
I'm pretty excited to see the trick or treat bags. I haven't had a chance to get in there and test it out myself, but I'm gonna spend some time this weekend, hopefully getting in there and playing around with it like everybody else.
Okay. How
Should
about
be fun.
all
Yeah.
those? I don't know where we are in the announcement process, but how about all those things like the ventriloquist dummy, chainsaw?
The decorations. I think we have some art. I think Paul has art lined up for decorations.
Okay. Whoa! Look at that.
They should be going on sale sometime this week. We're still trying to get the packs set up. We're going to sell them in a gacha pack in theory. But as soon as we get that pack all set up, which has been a little bit more complicated than it probably should have been because we had some staffing changes recently. So we're still trying to work through those processes with new staff and learn how to do it ourselves. Plus, it's on Gala Chain. It's the first time that the Townstar team, well, the Common Ground World team has done a gacha sale on Gala Chain. So we had to learn that process as well. So things are a little bit different. I think that's why some stuff has taken a little bit longer this time around than usual, because now that we're on Gala Chain, some of the processes to get things set up are a little bit different. So thank you for bearing with us and being patient as we learn how to do things differently for the first time. Though it is awesome that we're on Gala Chain now. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah. That was amazing to see come together. So many pieces of tech. Mr. Moopsy, we got some questions about the cornfield. Do you want to clue in like Truck Tonka about some
we
of
do
that a
have
little bit?
cornfields. How else would you get corn?
Okay. What was it like adding that? Was that a seamless, bug-free process, or maybe?
Oh boy. Definitely, I find there's going to be ways to improve this, how we manage all our data and stuff. Because as a game designer, that's what I manage a lot. It's like a data wrangler. So yeah,
Nice.
it wasn't too bad. I got it all in.
Okay.
I feel like that process was probably smoother than the process of us last week trying to make the starter town, which I think was like 5 or 6 iterations of trying to make sure it was a good starter town. That was a process. This week's starter town is also a different starter town, but it was an easier one to figure out.
Yeah. I actually built a little tool so that we could build these towns faster. So that's why this one was a lot smoother than last week's.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask that because I haven't been part of that process, and maybe our players are wondering too. Like, when you're designing a starter town, what's that iteration like? Do you design it in the tool, in the grid, and then you play it? Do you typically, how far do you go into it to see how it plays? Like, do you add stuff? Do you go to refineries or?
Yeah, not too far, just to make sure that the starter town gets you going. Because I think one of the issues that we thought about last week was like, oh, this could, if you played for, what was it, Michelle, like 20 or so minutes, you could be like negative money real quick.
Yeah, because the wages for the buildings were high, and it took a long time to make ceramic bowls and wax. So there was a chance you would like run out of money before you even made it to your first sale, which is why we adjusted the in-game cash up to 75,000 last week to make sure that didn't happen for players.
Oh wow!
So just balancing that part out, I feel, is like the big part. Like if we make sure like there's enough time to get your town going, then it's all good.
Okay, that's a nice insight. Yeah, so you made, I guess for that one, you made the runway longer, but the speed the same. So you gave the 75K. If you extend the time that you go till you're out of money, but you're still going to go out of money just as fast, or did you also change any of the wages?
We didn't change any of the wages. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay. How about, do we want to talk about the trophies for the guilds? That seems like such an amazing thing.
I know I feel like everybody in the Discord has been, everybody that participated in that guild event that we did. I think it was in April. I'm not 100% sure. It was definitely a while ago, before May Mayhem. I think it was on Play Canvas still, back before we even launched the Godot game. But I think the original promise was leaderboard skins, but we found out that that wasn't really going to work out well in Godot, so we settled on some trophy decorations, which we have the art for. Hopefully that'll be up on the YouTube video soon. Let me
What?
paste one into the chat here.
So these are in-game trophies. This isn't just like an image we're putting like congratulations, right?
Yeah, they're actual NFTs. So there you'll own them. You can place them wherever you want in your town. They're going to be like a quarter of a tile, so they're going to be very small.
Okay. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the way I've been playing lately, now that we've got the subgrid placement, people are getting more used to placing things kind of off grid versus how the game used to run. Sometimes you end up with a little bit of space or like a tiny little corner of a tile, and you can put your trophy there now. Anybody who was in those guilds. There's some of the
that's fun.
concepts.
That's so cool. I'm trying to think of a game that's done that for the players before, like taken player content, guild names even, and put it in the game for people to see. That's really cool. Okay.
I do think it's super cool. Congratulations to those teams that did win. The winning team was a combination of Mafia and KAG, KAG. The second place team was NLO, and the third place team was Dub.
Super fun. Maybe there's hope for a Volcron statue in the future. Let's see. All right. Well, I'll talk a little bit about some of the upcoming features. We want you to be able to nuke your town from the main menu. That's important because sometimes, your fast forward is going to take too long, or you just want to start over. There's no point to load the game. So that's in progress. I know we mentioned it last week. We had a decent UI, but the more we kind of looked at it, it was like, it's not the best flow for players. So we do a UX pass on these things, and we consider things like placement and color and how many clicks and all that. And it wasn't right where we wanted it to be. So that's still in progress. Functionally, it's done, but it just needs a better UI to it. Other upcoming features for the next week or so, we're going to be focused on guild features, designing those out, working with Wild Moopsy on any outstanding questions about that. His plans are really awesome. Should be super fun, collaborative, entertaining. I'm actually looking forward to it. And then, this one I'm really excited about. I hope you guys don't mind me nerding out for a minute. So network traffic, let's see. Yeah, we're only 29 minutes in. Okay. I swear I'll keep it short. But, a multiplayer game, this is technically a multiplayer game, even though it's just you and your town, right? There's thousands of other people playing at the same time. In order to scale the game, and we want to scale so that the servers are cheaper to run, so we can have more players for the same amount of money, spend more on advertising, rewards, whatever. We have to fix some of the networking in Godot. And I mentioned this last week, I think, maybe the week before. But one of our, we hired, I mentioned him before, as a actual Godot expert. Like, this guy makes YouTube videos and everything. He's working for us now, and he's been rewriting how the underlying network stack. It's super exciting. We made a lot of progress this week. And it's really important, too, because sometimes if your network messages, if it gets clogged or lost or whatever, that can result in bugs that are super hard to reproduce. So overall, this is a big money and time saver. So that's coming up. And let's see. Let me just check Discord. You guys see any questions? I'm looking over our upcoming fixes.
I haven't seen any, no.
Okay. Any utility or just, that's one about the trophies, I think. Any utility or just decoration?
They're just decorations.
Okay. Oh, there you go. You just answered. All right. Upcoming fixes. Returning to the main menu from casual mode freezes the game. Sometimes that'll be fixed. That's in progress. The Oopsie NFT buff was not working on the common drawn mode after a page refresh. Sometimes the inventory, when you open it, takes a really long time if you have lots and lots of NFTs. So we're buffering that out better. And when you're on the main menu and you're looking at competition, the icons, obviously those are loaded off of nodes. Those are loaded over IPFS. We're going to cache those so that it doesn't try to load them every time. Nacho G, please fix the energy building bug. Okay, yeah, that one is filed, and I will make sure that we are working on that, which I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I think QA was having some trouble consistently reproducing it, so we could find the exact cause of the problem.
Let's see. All right. Well, before we hop into any info about sales or things like that, let's give everybody in Discord a couple minutes here or seconds.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions? I didn't share the form in the announcements this week because I totally lost track of time. This week flew by. So sorry about that, but there was only one question in the form, and that was about being stuck loading. So I just nuked their town, and that was that was the only question in the AMA form. So if anyone does have questions, let us know.
All right. Will we ever see feed go into the trough?
Yeah, I'm sure that art will be fixed. It's just not a top priority.
Camera, I have an honest question. One sec. Okay. Well, is there anything we should say about upcoming sales while we're waiting?
The only sale that we've got planned this week is going to be those decorations. Again, they're just decorations. They're not. They don't have any utility or anything. They're all a quarter of a tile. Let's see, they'll be in a gacha style box, so there'll be like a random one that comes when you get it. I believe we set the sale price at $10. So if you're looking for some Halloween decorations to throw down in your town, you can grab them when they come out.
That's awesome. They look so cute. I really like them. Okay. So, Okron, can we have fast forward fixed? He hates fast forward and finding out something being made like the oil. Well, Grundy, that's a few at once. Which fast forward follows the exact same logic that just playing does. So I'm not sure what you're referring to there. If your town is balanced and could operate unattended, like you walk out of your room for an hour, then you'll get the same thing if you close the browser, go away for an hour, come back, and log into the game. That's all fast forward does. So, Camera, when will we get the ability to share a code to see our towns so we can show off the trophies? I have a design for that, Camera, and I don't know when we're going to put it in, but the vision is that this has to follow guilds because we're going to have, user ID, copy paste, stuff like that. But the idea would be if somebody opens their town, you're like, hey, I'm going to let my friends see this. And then you share your town, a special ID with them. They'd be able to go in and just watch it run. They wouldn't be able to, save anything, but they would be able to see your town and just look at it in spectator mode. Any changes coming? This is from Ives715. Any changes coming to fast forward to deal with an inaccurate leaderboard? Oh, I see. Yeah, this comes up a lot. So yes, in order to regularly update the leaderboard, what we have to do is run your fast forward for you, let's say every hour while you're offline. That's a work in progress. It depends a lot on DevOpsy stuff. So yeah, I get it. That was over the whole life of this fast forward feature. That's been a question that came up a lot. When
CLV Postman had like a follow-up question to that. It says the data is somewhere. Why can't the leaderboard be accurate? That's the issue, is when your town is offline, the data is not anywhere because your town is offline. It does not show up until your town comes back online, which is when the leaderboard updates.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a perception some people have that when you log out, your town continues to run in real time or something. And that's just not the case. It goes into stasis mode, basically. It freezes. When EDPlug says, when CC purchases available again?
Yeah, I responded to that in chat. Should be mid to late November. the company it's coming online, so
Cool.
it's a work in progress.
When will we get the chance of different biomes? Maybe Moopsy could take that one. Have you seen the biomes in the long-term plans?
Oh, no, I haven't yet.
Okay.
We're gonna be updating those. That's cool.
Well, there's the idea of
Oh,
when you're picking your town, depending on your consumables and other game design elements we haven't probably talked about yet, the option to re-roll a different biome.
I see.
Yeah. So it's a ways off, the captain.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty far off still.
Let's see, Grundy, back to fast forward. So it ran for 5 hours, had a 23-minute break, relog in. Oh, and the oil pumps had stopped working. So they just weren't pumping anything anymore. Okay, well, if you could DM me, Grundy, with some more info, I can help look into that with you on it. Let's see. NFT Madness. Before we're going to move on to our next competition here in a sec, but NFT Madness, don't the calculations for fast forward take place on our PC? No, absolutely not. So you have to assume that anything running on somebody's personal computer is going to get tampered with. That was why we changed the whole design of the game to be server authoritative. The fast forward runs on the server. And when you see that little percent updating, that's just our server giving you a number like 3% updated, 12%, and so on. So I hope that answers that question. LV Postman, last question. Can production monitor be made to keep running and accurate coming out of fast forward? Yeah, we talked about that as well. Already fast forward is pretty CPU heavy, and that wouldn't add too much, but it is a feature we'd like to have. It's in the backlog, as they say. From Michelle, when will we get rewards for the last competition?
As I said earlier in the AMA, we're taking our time this week to look at a couple of things before we get them sent out. We're also still kind of onboarding new staff, so the process is going to take a little bit longer. Plus, things are on Gala Chain now, so it's just a little bit more complex than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working through it. I would imagine early next week, probably. I don't think they'll be out today unless Wild Moopsy has any other information, but I think that we've still got some stuff to look at to make sure that the leaderboard is accurate and everything based on some of that new knowledge we got this week. So,
okay. All right. Well, what should we say about the next competition?
oh, let me pull up all of that information. I can post everybody the star changes. Scroll through this. Here we go. So let's see, jack-o'-lanterns are going to return back to normal. They'll be back at 721 stars. Wax is going back down to 2,000 in cash, back to its standard value. We're going to keep cotton yarn cash boosted at 6,500 for this next week. Chocolate bars are also going to be cash boosted, as is cornstarch. So chocolate bars will be 12,000, which is a lot for chocolate bars, and cornstarch will be 6,500 for in-game cash. And then the trick-or-treat bags themselves are going to be 100,000 stars, whereas their standard value would normally be 3,126 stars.
Nice.
So those are all your star values for this week. The biome has already been posted. The gas is, what is it? I think it's 20 seconds and 10 seconds this week. Yep. So everybody with a regular trade depot will be 20 seconds. It'll be 10 seconds for those express depots and express piers. And I think that's all we've got for competition stuff.
Nice.
The rewards will continue to go to the treasure chest for the time being.
Okay.
I feel like I saw another question. I see JJ asking for when fixed to the 2 out of 1 energy bug, and I know for a fact that I saw engineers in QA talking about it internally yesterday. So I know that people are looking at it.
Yep,
yeah, and it is not just energy. It's most passive things. It happens when you move your NFTs around when crafts have like already been accumulated. So
Meta cash value ? Sugar pie.
for what? For trick or treat bags? That's It's not any different than its standard value for trick or treat bags. For treat bag. And that is 126,820 each.
That's such a cool bot.
I know. I'm so happy that I got them all set up.
It seems like people enjoyed this meta. We got Dubstep, Postman, Lonely Island, O-Town, commenting. Please make meta no money every week.
We can't do that every week, but for sure we'll do it on occasion.
Can we make corn syrup too sugar, too expensive?
I'm sure that corn syrup will end up in the game at some point in the future.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I am going to scan through our any last questions. Let's see. We had the energy bug question answered. Treasure chest or Gala Chain. The rewards will be on the treasure chest, as former Michelle said. Got a thing to check in for Postman. Win Jimmy to be more social, Truck Tonka says. Bring Jimmy back. Well, one day.
I'm sure that Jimmy will make an appearance back into the game. How, I don't know, but I'm almost 100% positive that there will be a Jimmy in the game at some point.
Wild Moopsy, did you ever see Jimmy? Any pictures of him, or are you aware of what he did? It's
Jimmy,
okay.
no.
Oh, okay. I joined right as we turned him off in the Play Canvas version of the game. Farmer Michelle, do you remember any of the problems with Jimmy? The reason we turned him off?
Yes, I was still a community member and just playing Townstar for fun when Jimmy was in the game. I was also part of a guild, so we used Jimmy quite a lot. Because really what would happen, how competitions used to run, is that guilds and teams would kind of work together to try to build one craft. So instead of like each individual town making like blue steel, for example, you would all work together, and like one person would set their town up and just make the cotton yarn, and one person would set their town up and just make the wool yarn, and Jimmy would transfer the goods between one town to another. You could even have one town in the middle that was just making lumber, or 2 or 3 towns just making lumber that would have Jimmy on all 4 sides sending lumber to all the other towns.
I see.
There was a lot of different strategies. You could have just one town that only made gasoline for all of the other towns and just sent gasoline in a big, line through Jimmy's to all the other towns. But it was getting exploited because you could, if you were multi-accounting, which is against the rules, you could set up a second town, put it next to your town, and then you would have 2 towns, which is unfair compared to other people who are only playing on one town. You could also just start up a town and send all 40 gasoline over, and then delete that town and start another town again and never have to make gasoline.
Ooh,
so there was a lot of issues that happened with Jimmy, which is why he was removed from the game in order to find a better solution to that, which is a very fun part of the game, being able to send goods to your friends so that you can work as a team. We just had to find a way around the bugs and the exploits.
Jimmy was just too OP.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
A little bird popped in my head and told me to say something.
Tweet.
Was that Paul? Was that from Michelle or? Oh, okay. So our legendary. Let me tag you on here. I'm not gonna tag you.
That's right. Good Paul was on. Yeah. You were on a Townstar team when I first started. You were on the Townstar team with us.
He was the one who actually pushed the button to turn off Jimmy. That's interesting. Since we got a couple minutes, Moopsy, I'm sure you've tackled problems like game design problems like that in the past, like multi-accounting and players finding cheats through cooperative action and things like that. Where does that fall in terms of how does, when you're designing a feature, what is the best way or what is a good way to get the team to find those exploits and stuff? Do you think it's good to reach out to the community and have like the world's best cheaters join your team for an afternoon, or what kind of patterns have you succeeded with in the past on that kind of stuff? Just Like a
Yeah.
Break It Friday, or
Yeah, definitely like doing research, right? Finding other examples out there. There's millions and millions of games out there, and a lot of times, there are systems that those games use that is something that we could use too. So do some research, hopefully make a prototype, and yeah, start playtesting internally, seeing if people internally can already exploit it.
mm-hmm.
And then once you kind of get into a good spot, yeah, getting the community involved is always a great way. Because they're the end players, right? They're the ones who are gonna really like find every single exploit possible, and then from there
Mhm.
you iterate and improve.
Okay. That sounds so scientific.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, that is it for our agenda. What do y'all say? You want to hang out for a minute and answer questions, or you think we covered pretty much everything?
I think we pretty much went through everything.
All
I
right.
see Gronktus asking about the academy and stuff. They're going to be upgraded through like in-game spending in the game, which is not in the game yet, which we announced right when we sold them. So they're not upgradable yet. The upgrade process is still, it's got to be built and then added to the game. I'm not sure what the ETA is on that. It'll also probably require that we have the tokenomics plan set up and probably a new token launched. So
Yeah.
it'll probably be pretty far off still.
Yeah, upgradable NFTs follows our guilds feature, and I believe the first NFT that you're going to be upgrading, I think, current plan is your node NFTs. We want to reward those node owners, so the ability to level up your nodes follows our guild feature. That's last I saw on the big roadmap there.
Mm-hmm.
Grundy, has there been a drop off in player numbers in the past few weeks? Well, not according to the server activity. Maybe we could get some DAU reports. I think we don't normally share that kind of stuff directly, but
No, we don't.
you can definitely look at the leaderboards if you're curious. All right. Well, that was a fun Friday. I hope everybody has a good spooky last weekend before Halloween. Thanks for
Everybody
joining
be
us.
safe out there if you're going out.
Yeah. And remember, when you are on all of our social media, make sure to like and subscribe, get notifications. And if you see bugs, DM me or bring it up in the channel. So thanks so much for joining us on this AMA. Thanks for joining us, Wild Moopsy, Ninja Surprise, Farmer Michelle.
Yeah.
It's been great having you.
Thanks for hosting for
Thanks.
us.
Always a pleasure.
All right, guys. And here we go. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.